This section looks at audio creation, and what we'll do is we'll play around with audio files and we'll record a voiceover and show you how to tag it properly and put it into Wix. So in this case here, we'll continue on with the different types of feeds. So we're after looking at text and image feeds, and we're going to look at audio, and the next one after this will be video feeds. So with regards to creating an audio file or a podcast, we're going to look at three aspects here. And the three aspects we're going to look at, first of all, is the creation of the file itself. What we're going to do is we're going to import a backing track and record a voiceover over the backing track. Obviously, if you didn't want to include a backing track, that's fine. You can just record the voiceover the same way we're going to do it here now. And we'll play around with a few techniques such as fade in, fade out, and so on. Okay, so very simple ones. We're going to use a package called Audacity, and Audacity is a free piece of software you can download online. So just type in Audacity and look for either the Windows or the Mac version of that and install it. It's a very simple package to use and quite effective. So we're going to use Audacity to create the actual audio file. And then we're going to go along here and tag the audio file, which means it's very important for us to do so, because if we don't tag it properly, search engines, etc. may not be able to find it the way we want it to. And we'll be able to embed keywords into it. So we're going to use Audacity to do that too. And then finally, we'll jump into Wix and we'll embed the file into our Wix webpage. So that's the three stages we're going to look at. So the first stage I'm going to just jump out here and jump into Audacity and have a little look at the package. So it's a very straightforward, it's not a very big package to download, it doesn't take long to set it up and so on. So fairly straightforward menu up on top here, and you can see the pause, play, stop buttons and so on, rewind, skip to start, skip to end, and obviously record. And we'll have a look at a few of these tools as well. Now we're not going to be audio technicians by the end of this, but we will be able to create a very simple audio file and maybe create a voiceover on that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to import a backing track. So I'm going to open up a file here, and I've got a number of backing tracks downloaded, and I downloaded them all from a website called backingtracks.com. And you can see I've got a number of Bob Dylan ones here. I've got a couple of U2 ones and a Skillet one and so on. Okay, so I'm going to just, for the moment, I'm going to use this one here, which is Lay Lady Lay. So I'm just going to double click on this and open it up. Okay, and you can see the file opening up, and you can see that the audio track is using two tracks here, a left and a right. Okay, and if I just play this for a second, you'll hear the audio track kicking in. Now, for starters, the audio track I'm using here is it's a backing track. There's no vocals on it, so it's 3 minutes and 30 seconds long, as you can see from here. Now, I don't want to use 3 minutes and 30 seconds. I'll use a way smaller portion of that, and I'll see exactly how much I need in a minute. As well as that, you'll notice if I just press play here, nothing happens for about 3 seconds, so that you can even see it. If you look, if I zoom in on this maybe, and you can see it here, you can see that nothing really happens for about 2.5 seconds. So it's very quiet, and then all of a sudden it comes in like that. Now what I might want to do is cut it so that there isn't a 3 second gap before any sound comes in. And I might want to fade that in. So I'm going to play around with that in a few minutes, okay? The other thing I want to do is I will want to cut this track. I don't want 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So I'll find out how long I need in a few minutes when I start recording, and exactly how long of a voiceover I want to create. So in our case here, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look. First of all, I can reduce the sound or increase the sound of this. So I'm just going to leave it as it was here in the middle. I can bring it from the left channel to the right channel, okay? And of course I can save it at at, you know, a lower frequency here, lower hertz, okay? So which will reduce the quality of the sound. I can bring it from one channel to two channels. I can make it mono if I want to. I don't want to at this point in time, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the sound at the beginning, okay? So I'm just going to do this very simply, highlight the section at the beginning. I don't want to cut it right to here because otherwise it'll just come jumping straight in. So I'm just going to highlight the first bit here like that. And I'm going to just press delete, okay? And you'll see I'm after deleting that. So now when I play, the sound kicks in an awful lot quicker. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just say 3 seconds. I'm going to just highlight the first 3 seconds of this. You can see 0 to 5, so anywhere around 3. It doesn't have to be exactly 3 seconds. And I'm going to just come along and I'm going to go Effect. And you can see there's a whole load of effects down along here. The ones I'm interested in here are Fade In, all right? And literally it would fade from 0 up to 100%. So now when I go to the beginning of this here again, it fades in, okay? So if I come along here, it'll so it fades into that. So that's sounding very good for me. Anyway, I'm very happy with that, okay? The next thing I want to do is I want to record a voiceover. Now, my voiceover here is, what I need to do is add another track. So at this point in time, I have one track, which is a left and right channel, and it's for my backing track. What I'm going to do is add a second track, which is going to be for my voiceover. So I'm just going to go track and add new, and I'm going to go stereo track, okay? So you can see this appear down here. At this moment in time, there's nothing in it. So if I come along here and just, you know, play this. All right, you can notice there's nothing in the second track. So what I'm going to do in the second is I'm going to record in the second track only. And the beauty of recording in the second track rather than recording over my original track is that then later on I can mix it a little bit better. I can take out stuff, and it's easier for me to edit it and to manipulate it as I go forward, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play this for a second. What I want is I want the music to play for a couple of, you know, just a little while. Then I'm going to fade it a little bit and I'm going to put my voiceover on. Then I'm going to bring it back up and then I'm going to finish it off. So I don't want to just jump straight into my voiceover. I wanted to have a little bit of a lead in. All right, so. In about there. Okay, so about 14 seconds. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually start recording at this stage. So what I want is I want the music to just build up, stay there for a second, well, for about 10 seconds, then do my voiceover, whatever length of time that's going to be. I'm going to do a relatively short voiceover. It's not going to be anything too mind-blowing. Then I'm going to bring the music back in full again, and then I'm going to just finish off, okay? So I don't want my track to be 3 minutes and 30 seconds. My track would probably maybe run 30 seconds or thereabouts, maybe a little bit longer. We'll just play around with that as we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute my backing track, okay? Just like this, mute that. All right, and you see that my line is right down along here, which is, I'm around 14 seconds, which is fine, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to record my voiceover. Now, you would be better off having a script here and getting ready to deliver this. Try to keep, you know, your levels the same and try to do it, you know, as professionally as you possibly can. So what I'm just going to do is, all I'm going to do in this case here is, this is a track by Bob Dylan called Lay Lady Lay. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. There's nothing more to it. I don't want to have any background noise or anything going on, so I'm just going to record this. This is a track by Bob Dylan called Lay Lady Lay. Okay, you can see as I record it, you can see my voice coming in here. So if I play this, this is a track by Bob Dylan called Lay Lady Lay. Simple as that, okay? That's my voiceover. Now, if I play the whole lot together, if I pause it here, unmute my first track, and then play this. This is a track by Bob Dylan called Lay Lady Lay. Now, I think most people will agree that my my voiceover is buried a little bit in my original track. So, you know, what I'm going to do is, for the duration of my voiceover, which is only a few seconds long, I'm going to reduce the volume of my my backing track. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to go up here to the top track here, and I'm going to use this icon right here, which is called the envelope tool. So with this in mind, I'm going to click on that, and you'll see that it chooses both of them. I'm going to just choose this one here, and I'm just going to do this. And all I'm doing is clicking. You can see what it's doing. It's actually bringing down my track like this for the duration of my vocal. It's going to be there, and then I'm going to build it right back up again like that. Okay, so all I've done is I've tweezed it down. Okay, and I've used the envelope tool to click, 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 and click to just bring it down. Now we'll see how this sounds when I go back here and play. This is a track by Bob Dylan called Lay Lady Lay. Now I think that sounds quite good. Arguably I could probably tweeze this a little bit more, so bringing it down a little bit more, and just play it again now. This is a track by Bob Dylan called Lay Lady Lay. Now, as it turns out, I'm very happy with that. So what I'm going to do is maybe from about 20 to about 30, I'm going to just let the music play for about about the 8 or 10 seconds to about here. Okay, then I'm going to come along here and I'm going to cut my track. Okay. Right, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to just zoom out so that I can see the full length of my track. And from about the 35-second mark on, I'm going to highlight right from there to the end of my track and then delete. So what I've done is I've cut this off. If I just play this now. Now that's too abrupt, as we know. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to zoom in on this a bit to see what's going on. About 35 seconds. And for about the last 3 or 4 seconds, I'm going to highlight it like that. And I'm going to go Effect and Fade Out. And you can see that this is what's going to happen here. So what I have here is a 35-second track with the first 14 seconds, we'll say, building up the music, building down the music, bringing in my voiceover, building up the music, playing it for about 10 seconds, and then fading it out. Okay, so I'm very happy with that. I'm just going to go File, and we've got to save this twice. Save the project first of all, and I'm going to call it Lay Lady Lay voiceover. Okay. And the reason I'm saving the project means that I can then go back in and edit it any time I want to. And then what I'm also going to do is save the actual the file as an MP3. Okay, so and Lay voiceover, MP3, preset, fast, variable rates, and so on, quality. You can bring it as high or as low as you want there. And just going to go save. Now it says the tracks will be mixed down and exported as one stereo file. So it'll mix the two of them together for me. Now that's the reason we saved the original file as a project, so we can come back, and if we don't like the final mix, we can go back and change it. Otherwise, we'll have it all mixed in together and it'll be very difficult to get my vocal away from my background. Now, the next thing is very important, the artist name. So I'm going to call the artist name. This is where you're going to start tagging, and it's very, very important here. So Lay Lady Lay, I'm going to call it voiceover. Album title, I'm going to call it digital media. Well, track number 1, year 2020, genre digital, and then finally I'm going to put my comment in here. Okay, and I'm just going to go OK and save that. Now that's the first 2 stages done. I'm after creating my my voiceover and I'm after tagging it. Now what I need to do is a 3rd stage, which is go to Wix and then show you how you can incorporate that into your website. So I'm going to jump over to Wix and back into the example I've been using all along here. I'm going to add, in this case it's video and music. So I'm going to go into video and music, and underneath audio you can see files coming from SoundCloud, from Spotify, from Wix. If you want to, of course, you can add your sound file to SoundCloud. I'm just going to add it directly as an audio player. And there's lots of different views. I'm just going to drag this one in here. This audio player will do fine for me. Just drag and drop and center it. And then I'm going to change my track. So I'm going to go 1 track, upload my track. And the track I'm going to upload, obviously, I've saved it into my folder here. And it was called Lay Lady Lay Voiceover. Okay, and you can see my tags in there. P-Horn, digital media, all of that kind of carry on, okay, which is good. It means that the likes of Google can see these things. So I'm just going to add that. It's 1.4 megabytes in size, so it's a relatively small MP3, and I just simply add that to my voiceover. Now, at any stage here, I can change my artist title to, in my case, I'm going to put in Patrick Horn. And I'm going to put in a capital L for Lay Lady Lay here. Voiceover. And so you can just change that to Digital Tree Voiceover or something like that if you want to. And I'm just going to preview this. And it's as simple as that, as adding it. So I'm just going to press play. This is a track by Bob Dylan called Lay Lady Lay. Just to finish off here, all of my steps are included in the PowerPoint, so if anybody wants to follow them, you can see exactly what I've done, exactly how I've added different things. So it's a step-by-step through the whole process. I've added a different player, but you get the idea there.